I've heard one or two stories that, yes, there was one guy who will always wish to remain nameless, but a real Miami power broker who rang me up and told me that I had got one thing. I hadn't got it wrong, but I didn't know that something to do with the non-group. The non-group was this, gang of super powerful white men who basically controlled the direction of the city in the 1970s and into the 80s. And the discovery of the non-group, which I always thought had come about through investigative journalism, hadn't. According to this unknown man, that it was Maurice Ferré himself who placed the call to get the article written about the existence of the non-group, which to me was absolutely fascinating, right? Because here's a man who was part of the non-group, who then goes across into being a democratically elected mayor, who then gets so pissed off with some of the weight and influence of the non-group that he actually just decides to sort of blow it up in public, which is how it eventually sort of begins to deflate. So things like that I would have found absolutely fascinating, and I'd have found a way to squeeze them in somewhere. But in the end, a book is normally all about what you cut out rather than what you put in. I would say that 95% of everything I read and all the research that I do never makes it into the book. Maybe it's 98%. So as much as fun as it is to hear things that are relevant and unknown to you after the fact, where you can control putting them in your book, the chances are normally when people come up with these things, well, you should have known about this, you're like, well, I did know, and either I or my editor just didn't make the cut. And that's sort of the more likely reason.